Please be seated. The court is now back in session. And before we continue to hear the testimony of this civil party, the chamber will hand the floor to the lead co-lawyers for civil parties to make a statement or submission regarding their request this morning, so that we will have grounds for our deliberation before we continue hearing the testimony of this civil party, and you may proceed. On. Good afternoon, Mr. President, Your Honors, and parties to the case, as well as the general public. Before I made a request and the grounds to be given for our request for a closed session, I would also like to make a request to Mr. President that my request and the grounds for my request to be submitted to Your Honor should also be held in a camera. And if granted, then we will provide the reasons for our request for the closed session for this civil party. And that is our position, and we are waiting for your response, Mr. President. And President, yes, we get your point, and any feedback or any comment from other parties. First, the lead co-lawyer for civil parties wish to have a closed session on their requests and the reasons before we proceed with the closed session of this civil party.
I have one comment, Mr. President. Good afternoon. I'd be interested if the grounds leading to the request are related in time, in the sense that they came up in the last few days, or that it's something which is known already for months and years. Because if the latter is the case, I really don't see the need why we are being, to use that word, ambushed with this request. So maybe that will be my comment relating the request of the civil parties.
President, the Chamber has had the request by the lead co-lawyers for civil parties and the proceedings to express their grounds on the request for a closed session and to be in camera, and we grant that. As your request may be related to certain issues that needs to be done in camera. And the AV unit, you are instructed to disconnect the audio of the proceedings through the public gallery outside. And when you do that, and after you disconnect it, please inform the chamber.